Hey guys, my name is Ryan.
And my name is Miska.
And welcome to Overwatch Central. So Doomfist's addition to the game was a pretty resounding success. The hero that players were expecting for a long time had finally come into Overwatch, not with the voice of Terry Crews' mind, but what it did come with was a very unique playstyle and a new way to play a DPS character. From the get-go, players were really brought in by the new hero for the first time since seemingly Anna, but today we wanted to look at Doomfist's pick rate in competitive and also in the pro scene, and talk about the latest changes in the game currently and how they don't bode well for Doomfist. In short, what the hell is happening with him?
To show how big the decline is from Doomfist's usage, we need to start from the very beginning, when he was added into competitive play. As we stated already, players were excited to play the new hero, of course, and not only from the hype that Doomfist has built over all this time, but also the impact he already seemed to have on the game right from the get-go. His combos meant he had incredible damage and mobility crossing the map. Doomfist went from 0% usage to 30% straight away, meaning he was more popular than the likes of McCree and Tracer in the highest tiers. With that though, we can talk about the elephant in the room. Doomfist's one-shot ability and the huge hitbox that comes with that right-click. This was only about a month or so ago, so I imagine it's fairly easy to remember how clunky and how dirty the old hitbox registration was on Doomfist's right-click. There's plenty of examples of times that Doomfist's right-click hit a target when it just really shouldn't have. And it was a similar issue to Reinhardt's charge, where Reinhardt, the wall or the object he was hitting, and the enemy would just snap all together and connect in situations where it just really shouldn't. There was also the countless changes to Doomfist's slam and its vertical movement, mostly hidden from PTR and live patch notes, but still there. And in the beginning, Doomfist could get onto higher ledges with his uppercut slam combo, but nowadays the results are fairly inconsistent and just not as good as they could be. Lastly, his rocket punch distance was nerfed with how far it could travel. These nerfs and sheer inconsistencies were one of the main reasons why Doomfist's popularity fell.
Doomfist's popularity fell from on average 30% across all the tiers to about 5%. Remember when we said he was a lot more popular than the likes of McCree? He's now bottom of the list even behind Sombra and Reaper. He's the least popular DPS hero across all the tiers other than Gold. It's also about the same playtime as May, for God's sake. So was Doomfist nerfed a little bit too hard? Did the player base and Blizzard overestimate the nerfs versus his actual viability? Not really. Doomfist has unfortunately been hit, much like a lot of heroes, by the current meta of changes. Every change since the Junkrat rework has negatively affected Doomfist's viability. Junkrat can spam down Doomfist and is a great way to negate the fist by using area control, traps, and intense burst damage up close as well. Orisa's fairly similar, not as strong as Junkrat mind, but she can still burn through and displace a Doomfist with relative ease. As Roadhog's popularity rises, Doomfist's falls. We made the speculation before that the old Roadhog was nerfed to pave the way for Doomfist, as Old Hog would have dominated him with his old hook combo damage. But even with less damage per shot at his disposal, he can still make mincemeat out of Doomfist if he can connect that hook. Mercy and D.Va also provide the biggest indirect nerfs to Doomfist. Firstly, Mercy can negate those quick Doomfist pickoffs just by rezzing them, and she can also be found in the air quite a bit, meaning that Doomfist will struggle to take her down in comparison to Genji, Soldier, Tracer, for example, who have a much easier time of doing this. Lastly, D.Va, who Doomfist was a huge counter to, as he was able to just sort of punch through the defense matrix mitigation. Nowadays, she doesn't really rely on the matrix as much, and she has a few more tricks up her sleeve with her rockets, for example, to get rid of a Doomfist in her face. Overall, he's just not enjoying all of the changes at the moment, and that mixed in with the minor nerfs that he's received means that he's really having a tough old time.
So that raises the question, does Doomfist need buffing, or can anything at all really help him in his current state? To be honest though, we'd say no to the buffing actually. Doomfist follows a very similar trend to old D.Va when she was nerfed in January. Her pick rate in the West plummeted, yet players on the Asian servers continued to play her and put her to good use. Whilst we were all complaining about how bad D.Va was, the Koreans at Apex used her consistently and eventually found out how she was most effective. It's a similar kind of story here with Doomfist. Looking at Winston's Lab's Doomfist popularity chart, we can see him right around 20%, and he even rose since he was nerfed on average actually in certain situations here. He's more popular than McCree and Pharah as well, and if you look at the likes of effects from Envious usage of Doomfist and Leaf from Gamer's Origin, you can see the popularity waning in the West with Doomfist, and whilst the tweaks to Doomfist's hitbox, rocket punch charge distance, and also his vertical movement haven't helped him out at all, I feel it's more of a tragedy to the meta if anything. It was looking like Doomfist would be very strong in Season 6 meta, and just do really well when he was actually going to be played a lot in a new season of competitive play with a new meta, but these past couple months or so have just really slowly killed the hero, at least from a popularity perspective in the community in competitive play. Do let us know though what you think of Doomfist currently in the comments below. Does he need buffing or not? This video was put together with articles from Omnic Meta and Winston's Lab, so do have a look yourself at the interesting stats from there. We'll link them in the description below. But that's all from me. I'm gonna throw it over to Ryan for the outro.
Before we finish, I do want to talk about the prospect of YouTubers being involved in the nerf of Doomfist, whether we should be accountable. Well, for us specifically, not really. We didn't do a video saying that he needed nerfing. In fact, we did a video doing the opposite, saying that we shouldn't nerf Doomfist, even though he's feeling kind of strong at the moment. But there were a couple of videos highlighting some inconsistencies with the hit reg update, but it's hard to say whether YouTubers did have an effect on this at all. Only Blizzard will know that. But I just wanted to say that we had very little to do with it ourselves. We weren't calling for a nerf, we liked Doomfist as he was. And that's it for this time. Thank you very much for watching. As Miska said, do let us know what you think of Doomfist in the comments below. Do you think he's in the balanced spot? Do you think he's not strong enough currently? At the moment, I feel that he just feels a bit clunky. I think they went a little bit too hard on the hitbox nerf, but that's just my opinion. I do want to know yours below. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, take care. We'll see you then.